We've got RIP Takeoff. You guys, welcome to another edition of the Self Love Show. Today, we are breaking down nanotechnology, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Nanotechnology out there. So this is interactive. Self Love, if you can go ahead and Chi-Town, cue the show when you're ready. Please like, share, subscribe, get it in.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying all the way through the show to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be clear and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval. And
please like, share, subscribe.
From within.
Nanotech.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is what we represent.
It's the Self Love Show. Do it for our people. Sir, it's the Self Love Show. Hey, welcome to the Self Love Show on This Ain't That Network, or as we say, TATN. This one of the co-hosts, 9 Millie. All praise due to all the ancestors, to the Most High, and the big ups to my beloved Mama Sky. In today's episode, forgot. We got two mottos. Nah, never mind. We do got two mottos. We'll get to it. But in this episode, we'll be unpacking the good and bad of nanotech. Nanotechnology has been around for decades. It's even been used in various fields such as healthcare, materials engineering, and more. However, with the increasing use of the tech, there are some concerns about its ultimate impact on humanity and the environment. We'll explore both the benefits and risks of nanotech and how it will shape our future. Lessons, not lectures. As always, we live and live in color. You know, and you cats can be any place in this magnanimous universe. But thankfully, we all chose to be here together. Here together. Downtown, what down? What you manifesting, brother Wordsmith?
Love. Goodness. Love, my brother. Man, what you
Yeah. Hey, pure,
manifesting?
magnificent, magnanimous, unfiltered. Some have said harsh, some have said tough, but love, I can assure you, just the same, brother.
No doubt.
Hey,
What got caught in my chest? Goodness gracious.
Yeah. It sounded like you had froggy in your throat.
That was crazy. I took a sip of water and loosened up all that stuff, I guess.
Thought you were going to be David Blaine and puke out a live frog right now. So. Hey, but what's been going on in your neck of the shy since we last did our things, sir?
The Chosen Few picnic was yesterday, and I went out there. It was
Did you buy tickets or you was gin popping, parking lot pimping?
I didn't. I went in. I walked in. I didn't have a ticket, and they were like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, you got a ticket? I was like, I was already in here. I've been in here.
The old Jedi mind trick.
Man, then he was like, "You look like you just got here to me." And I'm like, "What?" He said, you got a ticket on your phone or anything? I was like, "No, somebody gave me a ticket." And then he looked over at the table and people had gave them their licenses to go out and come back in, his ID for that. I was like, I didn't do none of that. I walked out. And, everything he said, I had a return for it. So he just finally was like, go ahead, man. So it worked out.
How much did that save you?
$80.
Wow, it used to be free. Now it's $80, but you got to pay for it. You got to pay to play, huh?
Yeah.
The Teamsters, they're going to have to come out. You're going to need security, and everybody needs their money.
That's what happened, too. It was like, oh, you're getting too many people. We can't, just have cops come into the park because you got all these people. So you got to confine
Translation,
it. You got to get a permit. You got to confine it now. You got to sell tickets.
Translation, we know you're probably making some money, and we need our cut.
Right. That's all that is.
Yeah.
I guess it was $60 tickets if you got them pre-sale, if you bought them early or whatever.
Wow. Yeah, well, good job, man. It happens. I'm sure it's a good time, huh?
Oh, yeah, I had a great time. I got there about 4:30 You know, so it wasn't much time left anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You didn't even want to pull out $10 and say something like, how much would it take for you to take a big cup of STFU? You know what I mean? That's all he was looking for, some sort of kickback.
Hey, I wasn't looking to pay a one silver dime. I'm not gonna pay that partially silver dime. Not $3.99.
And that was the universe rewarding you for all those other expenditures with the tire and etc.
Yeah, yes.
You get that right back in your pocket.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Yeah. So
got up with the Noops. It was some good old scotch.
Oh yeah, you went to their tent?
It was
scotch and some cigars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't have quite have the cigar, but scotch and a few beers out there. I was double fisted out there walking around having a great time, enjoying myself out there.
It's good to be the king, boy. Double fisted, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Cavalier. Yeah. It's good.
My lady was out there, so we hung out. It was a great time.
Yeah, fantastic, man. Good times in the city. We don't hear about that a lot on the internet, so that's always great. All right, y'all. So what to expect for anyone who doesn't know today's format, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day. We have our More Growth and Development video. That's the platform. Then we get into Tattoo Tyranny segment where we show our government interacting with members of our community, citizens, civilians, whatever you want to call us. And we decide if it's what we're paying them for or if it's tyranny. So please interact. Also, your mind is an awful thing to waste. So we'll shoot you a dome teaser, which is a riddle. If you can't process, figure it out. If you don't want to think, obviously we'll provide you with the key at the end of the show, unless, self-love comes up with it. You may get the answer sooner. I'm counting on self-love above the group. That's what I'm putting my money on. But if you come up with the key, type it in the chat and we can honor and respect it. Today's topic is nanotechnology, good or bad for humanity. The phone lines are open. That's 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Troll free.
That's 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Absolutely, positively troll free.
Trolls can and will get holes around here.
Facts.
I'll be a huckleberry. All right. Well, yeah, we'll make you famous. All right. So, don't hesitate to call or text. And then we close it out with my personal favorite part of the show. And that's Wordsmith's final words. It's wonderful. It's metaphysical. It's off the top of his dome. And he essentially freestyles a summary of today's content.
For sure.
Before we get there, you got any announcements, good brother?
Like, share, subscribe. Big ups to Smoke G. Saw him at the Chosen Few.
Yeah, Smoke G. Oh yeah, was he filming? Because he has a channel. I don't know if he got some more footage, but he's he pretty much goes every year, and he was putting it up on a YouTube channel.
I ran into he wasn't filming. I ran into Kivu, Kobe. And they forgot about that too. RIP and condolences to the Robinson family. They lost Renault Robinson yesterday.
Wow.
Illness.
Yeah, RIP, condolences.
I ran into them and they walked past and he asked them, "Is his name Tori?" That's how he made sure it was me. Small world. I was like, damn, he knows them. And then I thought about it. I was like, dang, he don't know them. He just asked them because they was talking to me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. Yeah, is his name Tori? Who's asking? You know what I mean? You gotta be careful out there.
He paid $30 a ticket when they had a
pre-sale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they taxing at the gate, man. They got cost to cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want to walk in and next year they're gonna have a guy there for yourself. Now you got to pay
I might just
$90.
go ahead and pay the pre. You know, I mean, that's what I probably
$30
gonna
up
do.
front.
Yeah. You know, that makes most sense to me. And it doubled it. You know, it was 60 if you up until you, and then they ain't had no more $60 tickets. So then he was talking about those $80. I was like, shit.
Yeah, because as it starts to fill up, I guess that makes sense. You know, now you need more security and yeah.
I'm like, man.
Yeah, well, nice event. You know, it's always good to hear about great stuff happening in the Shy. All right, so enough of my yapping. Let me turn it over to this brother so he can handle this bit.
Welcome. Y'all know this is Self Luv Show. Nanotechnology, good or bad for humanity. Y'all know troll free lines are open. If you want to call in, if you know anything about it. As always, we have a very important video, the Silverback More Growth and Development platform, which we're building the Self Love Nation off of. And before that, we always have the Self Love Show quote of the day. What's most important is understanding where nanotechnology leads, what it will look like after we reach the assembler breakthrough. Once again, what's most important is understanding where nanotechnology leads, what it will look like after we reach the assembler breakthrough. K. Eric Drexler. And check out this video, and we'll be right back at you.
Yo, Santos De La Rosa, big ups, Diesel.
Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen. And number 10, to protect our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
Absolutely. Hey, that's the platform. If y'all missed last week's show, we did the Las Vegas alien story cap or cover up. That video, that live, it's got close to 60 views now, but they're watching it, at least that portion of it. I'm looking at the analytics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a great show. I mean, lots of information, as every show. So I recommend you to go back to day 1 and check out the Self Love Show in its entirety.
Yeah. I feel like that's a big overplay for the underlay, that whole event. But we'll see. We've got some thoughts on all of that. The whole alien thing that we've discussed, and we may revisit that another time. But I agree with you, good brother. Meantime, you guys like, share, subscribe. Yeah, like, share, subscribe. And so let's get this link out here. Tattoo Tyranny. Tattoo Tyranny. Did you see the one from WBIR 10 channel? 10 hat 12, 10 at 12. See what I'm doing there? It's a non-time. It's a
Yeah.
homophone.
I'm not sure about that. I'm pretty much unplugged, so we'll see.
All right. Fair use.
This is? Yes, sir. Sure it's not a scrambler?
A Clinton police officer scrambled his location to keep it from his bosses. Then he blamed it
He's
on
got hair.
conservative commentator Alex Jones. Thank you for
Oh,
watching
Alex
News
Jones.
at 6. I'm Robin Wilhoit.
And I'm John Becker. That officer was fired from Clinton police last year, and now the department is trying to stop him from working as an officer in the state of
Watch the
Tennessee
nonsense
ever
they get
again.
fired
TATN's
over so
reporter Vinay
fast.
Simlot explains how
It's
the
not
department
nonsense, but
caught him. Vinay?
John, Officer Chris McKinney
didn't take
was
a
fired
life.
for altering his vehicle, as you'll see, lying to a Clinton Police Department lieutenant when he was confronted.
What you got plugged in here? That's my Wi-Fi extender.
An investigation last September, police looking into one of their own.
5G extender. This is? Yes, sir.
Clinton Police Lieutenant Carl Bailey confronted Officer Chris McKinney. The lieutenant asked why the department couldn't see that officer's GPS signal. An internal affairs investigation shows
Sure it's not a scrambler?
the lieutenant found this device in Officer McKinney's car. The investigation file shows it's a GPS blocker.
No, my GPS works fine, sir.
Investigators say Officer McKinney told the lieutenant his dad got it for him because he listened to Alex Jones, who says 5G is bad for you. He later told investigators he lied and he knew it was a GPS scrambler. The internal affairs file says
if an officer is untruthful, it is usually an employment death sentence, so to speak.
Clinton police fired Officer McKinney for altering the city vehicle and for lying. Attorney Don Bosch
Exactly.
is not involved in this case, but reviewed the files for us.
It jeopardizes any case they may have been involved in, either as a witness or an arresting officer.
Clinton police also
You hear
heard
this
complaints
fathead?
when Officer McKinney was a small resource officer at Clinton Elementary. An email from the director of schools says he was sitting in his girlfriend's car outside the school while a student
Getting one
was
off.
trying to run out the back door.
It is likely Post will pull his certification after reviewing this internal affairs file.
I mean, backseat. Come
Now,
on.
Clinton police have
Yeah,
gone to the
you
state
already know.
commission Post to try to pull Chris McKinney's certification. That would prevent him from working as a cop in Tennessee
Pulling his
again.
certification.
He has a hearing on
Tennessee,
that
they
in
should stop him from
June.
working
John
as a
Robin.
cop,
Vinay,
period.
thank you.
Let's
Yeah, but look how swift they moved. This guy lied to them. That was the thing. See, that's one thing about a cop. You can lie, but you can't lie to them if you're a cop.
Yeah,
They're going to fire you right away.
right away. You can kill somebody.
Oh, yeah.
You're all right.
If he'd have stuck to his initial story about his dad or not said anything, yeah, he'd have been all right.
Lied on the report. You okay?
Admit it. Yeah, you're okay. Lying on the report.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was, looking at the O.J. Simpson trial. And I'll tell you what, that trial self, it showed the compassion of the human so-called black man, as you would call the melanated. You take a guy who was pretty much O.J., never cared about social justice, pretty much loved all the drop dead gorgeous, pink people. I'm just saying, you take a guy like him, this is a case study. Turned his back on the nation, and then got caught up, and then yet many of us still cheered and supported him through the whole thing. It just shows the compassion of the savages, as we're known, and another thing, I was just giving that because I had a thought during a meditation. Yeah, I go there. The police report was falsified. See,
Yeah.
during that case, you know what I'm saying? So if what that fathead was just talking about, then they should have gone back and that cop who was exposed by the Noop, the late Noop, Chapter
Cochran.
Invisible, Golden Shores, Johnny Cochran, yeah. So he exposed them as liars. Then what that fathead just said, all those guys who were in LA County Jail on behalf of this guy's reports
Right.
should have been what?
Let go, at least re-examined. At least,
Yeah.
at the very least, re-examined, but let go.
But it's not going to happen if you were
And
represented
worse.
by a PD, or if you didn't have the money for the lawyer who you had retained. Hey, man, can y'all file a motion? We ain't trying to get everybody free, but can you file a motion and say that it was this guy's testimony? That's the only reason I'm here. And
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know,
facts.
you know what I'm saying. So, yeah. But this guy, I mean, Alex Jones said 5G. I mean, you got your tin hat. Let's talk about that.
Well, 5G is bad for the human body, and
In your
just
opinion.
yes, in my non-professional, don't have any degrees in any of it, but
Yeah, you're not a mainstream scientist, is what you're
yes,
saying.
yes, I'm not a scientist.
As though you should be
mainstream
ashamed of
scientist.
not being a mainstream.
Right. So, yeah, a lot of the so-called illnesses and a lot of the flus have coincided with release of technology.
Did you say
nationwide.
COINTEL?
Coincides.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, coincides. You know, COINTEL, it's that too. Yeah, that works too. But yeah, like the telegraph was same year as the Spanish flu, and when the cell phones got released and all of that lines up with different outbreaks that killed a lot of people. Some have said, I don't, know 100% on that.
So you're a follower of Alex Jones?
No, I didn't get this information from Alex Jones. I, heard him talk about it, and I, agreed, but I didn't get that information from him at all.
The quote unquote fool, is a brilliance. I'm talking to the actual court jester, the fool. Some say Donald Trump is, playing the fool. Everybody plays fool. Dennis Rodman played it to 5 chips.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and they're able to say certain things and get away with speaking on against tyranny to the face of the person who's tyrannical, but then they know how to pull it back. But they say a lot of nonsense, but then they say a whole lot of truths. So if they'll be sitting there like, yeah, and the king is fucking little boys, and that's the true part of everything else he said. But the fool, there's a genius to the fool. And what I'm saying is Alex Jones could be a fool. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he could very well be. He has said a lot of things that are true.
He pointed out Bilderberg when everybody was calling him a wacky fool.
Yeah.
It turned out what? They had to admit it, and he was out there taking pictures.
Yeah, they were out there with Moloch or Bolak or whatever the name, that damn bird.
Yeah,
that they're worshiping.
He had his tin hat on, and he's getting threatened by security. Remember, he was out there getting evidence, bro, of his conspiracy theory, which turned out to be true.
He's a conspiracy realist in a lot of ways, but some stuff he says is still out there, baby.
Oh yeah,
gets yourself in trouble out there.
Yeah, I think he's one of those ones who believes that the late great George Floyd, died as a result of, his drug habit out there. I think he's one of those.
Also, he got sued and lost about saying that one of them school shootings
was a false flag or something. Yeah,
and he lost that case. That's big money.
Yeah, he filed bankruptcy out there.
Yeah, that's what he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
I know he would have to, because they asked for an astronomical amount of money. It was.
Yeah, but could that have been the powers that be, putting their knee on his neck, so to speak?
Yeah.
All orchestrated.
Yeah.
Could
be.
I've got to get my tin hat. Got to get my tin hat. All right, well, let's move on. But is that tyranny? I didn't see tyranny there. Well, yeah, he was lying, but he wasn't messing with the society.
Right. And he got fired.
There's a little boy running away from school while he's in the back seat with his on company time. Yeah. The fathead did fire him and tell a whole lot of lies.
They did fire him. Well, the fathead had nothing to do with the firing. He was just somebody they had to look at the files.
And he only can't work in Tennessee anymore.
Right.
I think we're going to have to go.
Maybe he can only work in Tennessee again, because he shouldn't be able to work at all, ever, anywhere.
Yeah. Period. Or let him work. Just let him have a scarlet letter L on his badge. Says he's a big fat liar. So whenever he's in court, all the, all the, you know what I mean? Eventually you won't be able to get a job. You got to wear a badge with a big fat "I'm a liar" on there. So, the jury and everybody can know, why are we listening?
Just get rid of him. Let's get rid of him out there.
All right, we got
out there lying out there. You can't be doing that out there.
All right, here's one. It's called Father Knows Worse. And this is in our Pink on Pink Crime Inside Edition. Sad, savage. And warning, some of these images may be disturbing. Rest in peace and condolences. Savage. Just savage.
Stand up! Stand up now!
It's the moment sheriff's deputies in Ohio arrested a man suspected of killing 3 of his children.
What the?
The Claremont County Sheriff says 32-year-old Chad Doerman was found sitting on the front steps of his house after he allegedly shot and killed his young sons, aged 7, 4, and 3.
What the?
Bodies were lying lifeless on the front lawn when law enforcement arrived. The prosecutors said one of the boys tried to run away, but Doerman chased him down, dragged him back, and killed him in front of the house. Investigators say he also shot the mother of the children in the hand. Images of the victims were redacted from the body cam video, but a woman can be heard screaming. Bail was set for Doerman at $20 million. He's charged with 3 counts of aggravated murder and has not yet entered a plea to the charges against him. The children's aunt has set up a GoFundMe account to help her sister cover the costs for the funerals. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
All right, so I saw a whole video of it. They pulled up. He was calm. He was like, yeah, take the dog. He's like, I'm not going to hurt you. And he was telling the dog to go inside. So what everyone's speculating and what coming from people in the community, he was allegedly an abusive drunk. He didn't abuse the boys. He would post himself being a great dad, but he would abuse the wife, and she was going to divorce him. And that's why he didn't kill her. The only reason he shot her was because she was trying to grab the gun and stop him. Yeah. So he literally killed his 3 sons so that his wife, allegedly, would have to live with witnessing her 3 sons murdered.
That's...
That was his motive.
I just got a feeling, the speculation that maybe they weren't his children.
No, they were his, unless something came up, but they looked like him. I mean, he was so calm on the ground. He was like they were there to pick him up for, DUI tonight.
Yeah, having too much drinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shotgun sitting next to him, he didn't touch it or nothing.
Those are his kids, bro.
That's a sick individual.
He teared up the prosecutor when he was asking for the high bail, was talking about the case and just how much of a savage this guy is. You know what I'm saying? And he talking about the kids and the pain and what the officers everybody on that scene had to go through. And he teared up, but he didn't really start tearing up until he found out the $20 million bail. I think he thought, I don't know what he thought. He admitted to it.
Why did he have any bail? I mean, I can definitely tell 20 million is, it's out of his ballpark, and
yeah, maybe there's some sort of Tennessee
2 million,
state law.
2 million, he wasn't going to be able to produce the 2 million to get out or something.
As far as I'm concerned, if you can shoot your 3 kids in cold blood, you can shoot what?
Anybody.
I don't care what your motive was. Right. I don't care what your motive was and what your justification. If you're saying, hey, I already did this and I'm not a danger to anyone else. No.
Yeah, that's sickening. It's
I mean,
very
that's a
disturbing.
savage. That's a savage. You hadn't seen that? You hadn't heard about that? I mentioned
I
it.
kind of.
Yeah, I
Maybe
know I
that's where I
mentioned
heard it.
it.
You know, I think you
Yeah, I
might have
mentioned
said
it last
something
week. Yeah.
last week saying we're gonna show next week.
Mhm.
I think, but I kind of, but no, I didn't really. I didn't see a picture of him. I didn't see anything on that.
Now, if he was a football player or athlete or drill rapper,
Or just simply melanated.
yeah.
Would have been on everything.
I mean, he wanted his soon-to-be ex-wife to have to live with that, and was willing.
To live with it himself.
Well, he's got to be a sociopath and narcissist. You know, one of those people without feelings.
Man, 'cause that's preposterous.
Father
I
knows
can't.
worse.
Man, I can't even. That's hard to stomach out there.
Yeah. All right. So you guys like, share, subscribe. Let's push on. And again, condolences to the family and rest up to those little boys. They didn't deserve that by any means.
Man, not at all. No way, shape, or form.
That guy, in my opinion, should have a broom rammed up his butt his entire time while he's doing prison.
Yeah, by a machine. So
Yeah.
no one has to, do that to him. He can just have it go hook up to his machine.
Yeah.
The machine travels with him everywhere he goes, and it just
everywhere he goes. You ain't walking the yard. You don't even get to remove it when you do a number 2, when you defecate. It just never removes it. You're gonna be in the shower with it. You know what I mean? You're gonna walk the yard with it. You know, if you get a visitation, people are gonna get to see you like that. You know, because I don't believe in a death penalty, but I do that for the rest of his life. All right, but let's move on. Here's the dome teaser. I'm always hungry out there. I must always be fed. The finger I touch will soon turn red. What am I? I'm always hungry. I must always be fed. The finger I touch will soon turn red. What am I out there? Look at that. He's matriculating. He's processing everybody. Smoke G say he did get a little footage. Yeah, Smoke, you be there every year, bro. Man, if I was you, I'd keep chronologizing that.
Yeah, that would be.
But the bigger his channel gets, then they're gonna ding him, and somebody's gonna want money. Yeah. You don't have a license to do this, you know.
Well, you can just if you EQs the music, I've seen them do that and not get dinged.
Yeah. He owns the footage. They don't have any
filter, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll give you a chance to marinate on that.
I put in.
He gave a thumbs up. I must have looked away.
I kind of had it. I'm not really sure, but that's what popped
I'll tell
up
you
to
what.
me.
Self Love is correct. We're not going to give you guys the answer until the end of the show. But Self Love, once again, is correct. You saw him using his brain, and he came up with the answer. He did it all by himself.
I'm having emergency right quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
You're on mute.
All right, we got an emergency. Hope everything's all right here. You guys, please stand by. We're gonna get this show on the road. Let's see, I got sec. Please like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in the building. Like, share, and subscribe.
Alrighty, here we go. I need to be starting something.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and run that. It's a short, and then we'll get it going. 7-9 Self. We're gonna look into nanotech. Nanotech is weird.
It is. And some nanotech is, they can give it to you in a shot form. They can, a series of shots to put different components in there.
So if they've created from DNA a 3D printer, like these statues, so they've replicated the DNA, and if you cut off just a little piece of that mold, that statue, you have the whole DNA signature. They're talking about using that for storage, data.
Yeah, they have DNA hard drive. So
they haven't rolled that out at the Apple Store yet?
No, not yet. They don't want to roll that out. That might be 100 years from now before they give you that type of memory and give you a high price tag on it when they already have it now.
Whether it's dealing with 12 or just moving through the community.
What I would tell them is that favorite.
Hey, you can stop that one.
Basketball player.
All right, y'all. We're jumping back at it then. Now let's go ahead and get on topic. Nanotechnology, good or bad for humanity? The first part, we're just going to give you a brief background on it. Nanotechnology, got any idea what it is, Self Love? In your own words.
Extremely small, almost the size of atoms, and it's things that operate. They have computers, they have machines, they have amassed quite a bit of technology that they make with very, very, very tiny, like a billionth of a meter, I think it is, nano.
Yeah, like if you put a piece of notebook paper a certain way, sideways, it'd be like millions of them contained in that little bit of space.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I think they said it'd be like a marble to the planet Earth.
Yeah.
I'll give you a way to visualize that.
Billionth of a meter.
Of course, the Earth's flat, so I don't know what they're talking about with the marble. Do your own research. It's my opinion. All right. Good point. And this is what ChatGTP came up with. I told it to produce a picture of nanotechnology dangers. Looks like it's got some jacks. It's got some holes back there. So that's what the AI came up with. But nanotechnology, it's the engineering of functional systems at the molecular scale. It involves the manipulation of matter on an atomic, molecular, and supramolecular scale. The term nanotechnology refers to the projected ability to construct items from the bottom up using techniques and tools being developed today to make complete high performance products. How long has it been in usage, nanotech? If your theory of we're 100 years ahead and they're 100 years ahead of the tech they're giving us, then we could have this in us already. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they 40s, 50s, 40s, 50s. I'm thinking. I'm not 100%.
I think they were saying it was theoretical back in those times.
Okay.
They say theoretically we can go through a wormhole, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. 59, 47, 36. Oh. Okay, so Michael Faraday's in 857 discovered colloidal ruby gold, demonstrating
in 857?
1857. Nanostructured gold under certain lighting conditions produces different colored solutions. That's when I think he may have said he discovered it. 1936, working at Simmons Research, invented the field emission microscope, allowing near atomic resolution images of materials. That doesn't mean they were using it then. They were.
Right. That's what I was going to say. You'd have to have that ability before you can even
work at that.
Yeah.
1947, John Bardeen and William Shockley and Walter Brayton at Bell Labs discovered semiconductor transistor, greatly expanded scientific knowledge of semiconductor interfaces, which is still not there. 50s theory process. Okay.
Well, although it's supposedly it's a relatively recent development in scientific research, the development of essential concepts have happened over a longer time, to your point. The emergence of the tech was actually in the 80s. It was caused by the convergence of experimental advances such as the invention of the scanning tunneling microscope in 1981 and the discovery of fullerenes in 1985, with the elucidation and popularization of a conceptual framework for the goals of nanotech, beginning with the 1986 publication of the book Engines of Creation. And I got to read that book, Engines of Creation. The term nanotech was first used and defined by Norio Taniguchi, a Japanese scientist, in 1974. I was still in theta. As nanotech mainly consists of the processing of separation, consolidation, and deformation of materials by one atom or one molecule. So, but they're telling us is as of, that time. But again, Self, if you're saying the tech is 50 years, 100 years ahead, then probably does go back to what, you're saying.
Yeah. Technology, it's at least 200 years. They at least 200 years in advance of what they're letting us know. At least.
In a lot of applications, unless it's something that we come up with, the people, and then they steal it, buy it, whatever.
Right. Bury it.
Right.
Yeah.
Current applications, Self, how is it being used currently today? Some ways you can think of.
They have, for some reason or another, just made nano machines.
Nanobots?
Yeah, just to kind of prove they can. They also have been used to deliver medicine and different applications, medicine or vitamins and minerals.
Oh,
in the human body.
Did you know the Japanese took an ant and they have an ant that they put nanotech in and they control it, and this ant they control. They're looking to Neuralink us, but go ahead.
Yes, not just ants. They're not just ants. They have birds.
Wow.
Yeah. Rodents. Bees. Yeah, they're using that technology to control different species, including, some would say that they're already doing it in humans.
They're definitely creating an environment where
what makes them human, because we're not human.
Yeah, they're definitely programming us to want to be fused with technology.
Yes.
Because the thought of it, what's vibrating about that now is totally different than, say, 30 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Considering augmenting their body some kind of unnatural way.
Transhumanism. That's what they've been promoting with the predictive programming. So it's in movies. You see it everywhere on TV shows and programs. So they're just easing us along.
Then they come out, so today on CNN, nanotechnology is out of control, and the stuff we use to help your body and put in your system, you now need to put this in your system in order to not die. Yeah.
And news today, Elon
Today on
Musk
Fox, the nanotechnology that
got-
we put into your system, they're repeating the same script. Well, go ahead, my bad.
Elon Musk, Neuralink took over the whole
Yeah.
southern United States, and all
Yeah.
those people became like zombies, and
Yeah.
and he's
And
in
if you
control.
don't want to be like that, you're going to have to put this technology in and have to be able to get into the metaverse, in order to survive out here.
Yeah, it's dumbness.
It's coming, God bless the children. God bless the children. Many applications such as healthcare, electronics, energy production. Some examples in medicine, nanoparticles are used to deliver drugs. And I think Dr. Coney was talking about that when he came on here. To deliver drugs to specific cells in the body, nanoparticles can also be used to detect diseases at an early stage, allegedly.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they can be used to deliver drugs, the black market is going to get a hold of that, boy, and they're going to be able to get not your kids, but they're going to be able to get, our kids, not our kids, but our culture's kids, some drugs that thing's going to go straight to the brain stem.
Yeah, they're already doing it. And some of these people are having these heart attacks or things of such nature. They think is happening,
These heart attacks that have been happening since the 50s. The weird aneurysms and heart attacks that happen to the healthy person.
Yes. Think we got a culprit.
So electronics, nanotech is used to make smaller and more powerful computer chips.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Energy production. They claim it's used to improve the efficiency of solar panels. So they're using the tech.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely in use.
And here's a favorite, which Bill Gates, who bought up all the farmland so he can kill all the natural food, and you can eat what he just got approved.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they just got approved. We're talking about aliens. They're putting food out there that's been created in a lab. So it's been used in the food industry. Nanoparticles are used as food additives as well. So it's in your body if they're using it as food additives to improve the texture and taste of food. So
yeah, they're gonna get it in there any way they can, and then they can adjust it and make it do what they want it to do.
Today on MSNBC, the nanoparticles were only used as food additives, and the FDA didn't know that they would move up to your brainstem, and Neuralink will have control of everything.
Yeah. It's what can happen. It's what can happen. Yes, and when you mess with technology, nanobots got you. Nanobots got you. Oh, nanobots got you.
When you mess with technology, the Lord's gonna save us from technology.
Hoo-wee.
Lord's gonna save us from technology.
He gonna send that EMP.
EMP.
That EMP.
EMP.
That EMP. Lord gonna send that EMP.
EMP.
Kill all the technology.
Technology.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what time that is. It's the halftime, y'all.
Is it playing?
Yeah. As you know, we could have the Self Luv Show halftime. Today we're breaking down nanotechnology, good or bad for humanity. Troll free lines are open. You know something about it, call on in. But for a few minutes here, we're going to have you watch some very important videos that are extremely informative, and we'll get you hold of you till we get back, and we're going to continue on breaking down this topic. What the?
Self Love Show.
Period.
Whether it's dealing with 12 or just moving through the community.
What I would tell them is that favorite basketball player, football player, actor, whatever it is, whoever that guy is that you aspire to be like, you might not want to be that person, but who you aspire to be like, take a step back and look at himself. Is that dude doing anything wrong that's going to mess up his position where he is now? Yeah, people always see you to follow by, or lead by example, but you also have to follow your example as well. You know, there's no way in the world you can sit up there and say, well, I want to be a rapper like 2 Chainz, you know, big time rapper. But you know what? 2 Chainz ain't rapping from prison because 2 Chainz understand. And that's how you have to be. You have to be able to comprehend and understand, and you have to follow examples of the lifestyle you want to live. You don't have to get in trouble in order to have fun.
The United States can claim 25% of all incarcerated people on the planet. There are more women in prison in the U.S. today than there were people of all genders in prison during the 1970s. Capitalism is very much linked to the global conditions produced by slavery. Capitalism should be referred to as racial capitalism. Manufacturing begins to take place across national borders. And incidentally, we might note that this stage of capitalism has begun to further reveal the obsolescence of the nation state. Everything moves easily across the borders of the nation. When human beings begin to move, they are deemed illegal.
All right, let's jump to our Booger of the Week. Gilbert Arenas. He don't know what's in Phil Jackson's heart.
He doesn't know what's in his heart.
Because if I don't have the full context, like for you to be, you know, racist to me, it has to be real racism. Indo, outdoors, and I think and guess, right? You know, like just give it to me flat out.
Just to be clear, when he said indos, outdos, I think he was trying to say innuendos. Real racism. I would need him to define that. He said what it isn't. It's not indos, outdos.
Yeah.
Does he literally need Phil to put a Klan sheet over his head?
He's been a privileged athlete his entire life.
Yeah.
So his take on racism,
especially if your wife ain't black, your take's got to be a little different.
It's got to be skewed. Thusly, he needs to know if it's real racism or it's we don't know what is in his heart, racism.
But this is a question we've asked every guest that's sat on this platform. What advice, looking back, and I know many of us, our knee-jerk reaction is to say, I wouldn't change a thing. So not asking you to change a thing, but what advice or bit of information, if you could time travel and you saw 9-year-old Ernest Thomas, pardon me, sir. You saw 9-year-old Ernest Thomas, wandering around Gary, maybe going to the corner store, what advice would you give yourself?
Oh man. I would say, kid, it's rough right now, but you do know God, you do know Christ, and you're gonna have to believe in him like your life depended on it. You have to believe in God more than breath right now, than the breath you breathe, because you got the black kids at your school bullying you. You go to the South, You got the white, you got to say yes sir, no sir to the white kids. And with Emmett Till being killed in that photo in Jet magazine, my folks made sure that I said yes sir, no sir to white kids, whoever. So I got to go to school, to all black school, and you can't be smart. You know, you can't talk like the teacher because you're trying to be white. All right. You got hand-me-down clothes, right? So they call me nappy head, they call me monkey, things you would think you would get from a white school. This is black school, right? And they are taking your lunch money. I'm skinny. I'm a skinny little kid, right? And just want to. I started playing hooky, so I would tell, you know, it was a lot of stress. Because they're like, will this ever end? Yeah, thank God I believed in Jesus Christ because I needed him, but still in the flesh, being human, you know, knowing you got to go to school the next day and those same people, right? And that silent majority that laughs with the bully, they ain't going to take up for you. They ain't going to say this ain't right, you know, because just one or two bullies, it's not, but the silent majority, they are the worst in any age. But I would tell that young kid, man, just hold on to Jesus with a death grip, you know, because it's gonna get better. You will win. Then that will be, you're going to win.
We've got one who can see.
And you won't remember those bullies, but they're gonna know your name.
Well, Noop, one of our credos around here is silence is violence. And the reason we say that is because, you know, if you see something, say something, you know, and we fancied ourselves kind of, you know, the anti-bullies. So from the outside looking in, someone would say, oh, look at those guys, you know, they're fighting, or they're doing this and they're doing that. And no, we were the ones who would say something. And then when you say something, you put yourself in that line of fire and you have to be ready to do something quite frequently.
Hey bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them? I got mine.
Do you still have them? Coming over the mountain. Do you still have them? Coming over the mountain. And when we come to DC, I'm coming to get my check.
Yes, sir. We'll be waiting on our check. Welcome back to the Self Love Show, where today we are unpacking nanotechnology, good or bad for humanity. Phone line's still open if you know something about it, want to say something to us. But just remember, trolls get holes around here.
Yeah, we'll make you famous.
Let's go viral.
Good or bad tech. That's how the scientists be talking to you if you ain't mainstream. You just a jigaboo. Good or bad tech. See if I can. Good or bad tech. Good or bad tech. Good or bad tech. Yeah, you mentioned your boy Elon. You know, he's the one going around, the same one going around screaming that AI is dangerous. It's the same one paying for it and inventing it and creating it and
trying
using
to
it.
Hook your brain to it.
Yes. Yes.
It's very weird. And they make him out to be this mastermind when he, you know.
Yeah, this genius.
Yeah, but he's has not invented anything. You know, he brings in people smarter than him to make this stuff or work towards it.
Yeah, and if I'm the Tesla family, I'm suing somewhere, you know, using his name. Because
there was nobody after him, though.
Yeah, so they say.
Well, yeah, unless they cloned him or something, because he didn't believe.
He's had family, because families come out and had the records and has written books about his nephew or something, written books about his life and what happened to him and how he was murdered. There's people he's got next to kin.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, his
timeline.
Yeah, his nephew. They came out. That's how it all came out. That after he died, everybody came and took all his papers. Took some of his papers that was missing.
They took all of them. They came to the hotel he was at.
Yeah, they claimed they didn't take them all. They claimed I bet you they photocopied all of them. Right? Yeah, nah,
They
yeah.
took
Why would they?
everything?
Yeah, that's what I
took
believe.
everything.
Yeah, I believe that. But yeah, I'm not. And I was just saying that you were saying, yeah, he's a mastermind. Is he a mad scientist? You know, I mean, why not, Self? I mean, Michael Jordan's got a famous name. Well, I guess I couldn't start a sneaker brand using Jordan, but you know, the MJ, start a car line and call it the MJ. I mean, you know.
Yeah, MJ would definitely have an issue with that, and be like, "We wasn't even talking about you,
right?
Michael Jackson, you know,
right?
Could
Right,
be
there's a lot
it
of
could be
evidence.
anybody, you know."
Right. Right.
So you know what I'm saying? It's a car thing. What?
Yeah, big corporate. You know, that's what they do. So if they stamp the man out and all his ideas and innovations, and then turn around and use the man's name to profit off of him, you know, selling these cars and everything and these batteries, and they're not even using his form of energy or giving it to you for free, what the man stood for.
Yeah, you know, it's just something else.
Yeah, he said the Earth would has a magnetic field and energy, and we could draw energy off of that. And he was sending radio signals and everything for free.
Yeah, he built towers that powered everything in the vicinity. He wanted to do that all over the place. And JP Morgan was like, "Well, how do we put a meter on it?" He said, "You can't." And then that's when they divested in him and started investing in Edison.
And not only that, they blackballed him. Morgan went and told everybody, yeah, it's going to be bad for y'all if y'all fund Tesla. And then they waited for him to die, gave him no more money, and went and stole all his ideas, the rest of them.
Yeah.
But let's go into future risk. What are some concerns? So if you kind of brought some up with nanotech, what kind of concerns?
I suspect that they can control your mind, similar to how I'm learning now that dang it, brain fart.
So they can control your mind.
Yeah, like the getting into your gut and control your mind and have you fiend and desire stuff that you wouldn't normally. Yeah,
because they can shoot off the what is it that your brain gives off, the electricity. Yeah, they can fire to certain neurons, bro. And yes,
yeah. And we all have already dang, man, I can't think of this word. That's driving me crazy. Well, I'll get past it. It can be sent poison to precision points in your body and deliver death. Can control you eventually. Also, they can be self-replicating, and they can build some other type of machine inside of you to, you know, control you.
Yeah, the self-replication, that's the assembler breakthrough, which they're looking to achieve, but yet they're afraid of what it can mean.
Yeah, they've achieved it. I don't, you know, I'm almost certain of that.
So this is all just what do you call it when they're pre-programming you?
Predictive programming.
Yes. Yes. What would you say if I said All right, well, let's jump back. I guess we'll end on a high note. We'll do risk. Um, they're saying that these nanoparticles. Well, no, we have to start with the benefits. So we'll table this. So we mentioned medicine. It could be used to deliver good drugs or quote helpful drugs to specific cells in your body with greater precision. They don't know the side effects though, but nanoparticles could, also be used to detect diseases at an earlier stage. I mean,
Yeah.
that could be a good.
Also, eventually, it should be able to do surgery without any
Knife
cutting.
cuts,
Yeah,
incisions.
cutting out from the outside. It could do very precise surgery inside a person.
Correct.
Put it in through a shot or other
Right.
means.
You can go right in between your pores and your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Electronics. They're saying, we can get more smaller and powerful computer chips.
Yeah. Definitely.
More of that in there. That could be crazy. Energy, we talked about that. Solar panels.
Solar, yeah. And it should be able to use it to like clean up oil spills and things of that nature. You would
Definitely.
think it should be able to.
The potential impact on the environment. They do say that they could be used to clean such oil spills potentially and other environmental disasters, maybe even like the Fukushima over there right now. They're letting that poisonous water out there. There's nothing wrong with it. But they just got the approval to release millions of tons of that water they've been storing back into the ocean. No, they say it's okay. It's the same level.
They say a whole lot of crap.
Yeah.
And that's crap. I mean, I guess I don't know what the Japanese people are supposed to do with this water, but I mean, I don't,
But supposedly they've been treating it, and what they're saying. Well, it's weird how they talk. Factories. This is at levels that all factories. What I'm saying is
I wouldn't be going
just
to
because
Japan.
these other factories are putting poison in here.
Right.
It's okay.
I wouldn't be going to Japan anytime soon. So I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, the fisheries and they're protesting, but the government will just come by with a Gatling gun and shoot everybody up when they're ready to dump the water in there. But it's weird though. So we got to look for oil spills. We got to hang our hats on these same people who are messing up to then create something that'll clean it up.
Yeah.
Something horrible has to happen. But yeah, that's still a benefit. And then, so you mentioned, so I think you're talking health risks with some of your concerns. The mainstream scientists have a concern that
weaponry
they could be
as well. More than just health, weaponry.
Yeah. Well, yes. Well, just going back to health risks, they're saying that, okay, so these particles are being created, and you might want to dispatch them for environmental cleanups, like landfills and everything like that. But they're saying that these particles could be harmful if inhaled.
Yeah, and they said that there have been some released on that note with the chemtrails, that they've been putting nanoparticles in the chemtrails.
Yeah. So who knows the long-term effects? It could be
we
like
all got it. We all got it in us because there ain't no way, if it's in the air, it would be the way they do the chemtrails over the major metropolis.
Yeah. I bet they ain't doing it over the palace in London.
No.
Or when they do it, they're not in town or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably what's going on. When they got a mask or something they're putting on. But yeah, that's a concern. It could be like asbestos. Smoking vapes. Also, they say it could be dangerous if you inhale it, ingest it. We said that. But yeah, so let's talk about environmental risk, Self. We mentioned it could be used. So in theory, we put it in the ocean after an oil spill. But how do we know how that's going to affect everything else that's going on in the ocean? Fish, the gills.
We don't. We don't. That's a simple answer. They won't know until after it happens. Or they might know. I don't know.
But it's a sum zero.
How do you turn them off? And what type of waste do they become?
Correct. There was a theory of those things just being everything all over the earth. Like you said, they go through the assembly and they become like, you saw the Star Trek episode. It was like the first Gremlins when they had the cute little furry thing and they told them, don't bring it. And one of them snuck one of them on, and then it became two. And then pretty soon they were all over the ship, man. Captain Kirk couldn't even sleep with one of them. You know what I mean? But they had taken over. And this is kind of what some people say nanotechnology could become.
Yeah, on
We're just a dead planet.
Stargate, it was the replicators. They were actually machines that they replicated. So they would they get in your ship and start using the ship to build more of them.
Yeah.
And they take control of the ship and go somewhere else where there's more resources so they could just replicate.
Keep replicating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And they know that this can happen. And at we'll get there. At what point does the cost outweigh the potential benefits? So now this stuff is in our drinking water, like fluorine, which is a tin hat conspiracy theory until they came out and said, yeah, but we keep it below where it doesn't affect.
Yeah, fluoride and chlorine.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't affect the human body if we keep it below certain levels.
It makes you stupid. They did all the tests before they put it in the water out there.
I mean, of course. You know what I mean? Of course. If somebody told you they can give you a certain amount of MEP, it doesn't affect the human body. I would say any amount of MEP, or any amount of a pork sandwich. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're just giving you a little smidgen. No, right? Like the average Muslim or Jew wouldn't say, yeah, okay, just give me a little piece of pork chop.
Man,
Yeah.
Full of there it is, that word again.
You were talking about weaponry, and this goes into ethics, bro. So,
Parasites. That's what I was trying to think of. Got lots of parasites in our bodies that can guide your gut, your second brain. How you doing stuff you wouldn't want to do out the app.
Yeah.
And they can do that exact same thing with the nanotechnology.
Oh, nanoparasites.
Yeah.
Nanocytes.
Yeah.
So, man, at what point are you no longer human? But yeah, they're saying that it could be used for, like you said, developing weapons like nukes and biological weapons too, bro.
Totally. You don't have to make a nuke. You can just spray some dust on somebody and they're gone.
Community's gone. And you can have it where it's
to one person. connected
they're doing
to,
it at the
connected to
DNA
their
level.
DNA. Yeah, connected to
Yeah.
their DNA, and you can release something that's connected to one person's DNA.
Oh, you mean like the way Orkin does with the common everyday roach? Similar. It's not necessarily DNA, but the
But they
roach will
kill
step
all
into
of
it.
them. Right.
Yeah.
they kill-
Well, they got one where the roach steps into it, and then that roach goes back. It
Yeah.
doesn't kill it right away. Then it
Right.
goes back to its hole with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can do that too. But if you want to kill a specific person and make it look like it's some disease, or some, results from a disease like heart attack or aneurysm, like you spoke of earlier, you could definitely do that.
Yeah, but then it could be. I'm saying it could go out of control. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. But they got it where it can seriously lock down to one person's DNA.
It's crazy.
They have a bit of your DNA, and they can put something out just for you.
So, no, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Healthy or not, you're out of there. Heart attack.
Yeah, and one thing you mentioned, one of the key concepts in nanotech is the idea of a nanoscale assembler, which would be able to build a copy of itself, which is replication.
Right.
I mean, at what point, how do you define life? And of other items of arbitrary complexity with atomic control. This idea was first proposed by Eric Drexler in 1986. And again, in that book, Engines of Creation, which I'm going to read. Yeah, this is kind of scary.
Yeah, it can be, along with AI and
Correct.
nanotech, it's can be scary.
Because we can't see it.
Right.
And if it's conscious, and if it's all,
It could just get in you and replicate and take you over. You never see it coming.
as you said, like a virus or a parasite.
Yeah.
Which could be, there's mainstream scientific evidence for all of you people, these guys ain't scientists, they're not mainstream, that there's been multiple of these global level floods. It's even in a lot of the folklore and legends and religions. This could, because they say history repeats itself. This could be one of the reasons why such things take place. It's like a full reset period with the bacteria. Go ahead.
Every 12,600 years or something like that. It's a cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you look at 100 years ago and a little before then, they had electric cars, they had electric bikes.
Didn't they? They sure did have it. The first car was electric.
They had better technology in a lot of ways than we do right now. In a lot of ways. It was a lot of stuff that they can't build any of the buildings that were here when they got here after that mud flood or whatever.
They can't figure that out.
No. They turned a lot of those into banks and government buildings and churches. They didn't build those.
And the ancestors used to build, like what they talk about now, use local materials. The ancestors built into the local material. Like it was literally part of the earth.
Yeah.
And they were savages. You know what I mean?
Everything that they say about us is them. And they just use projection.
That's what I think. I was telling Ace that earlier. I think
they the niggas.
Yes, they were the savages. Everybody was calling these savages.
They the monkeys.
Yeah. Yeah. People just look at these savages. You
They
know
the
what I mean?
savages, man.
Yeah.
They the savages.
Yeah.
They are everything they say about us is them.
You saw the video we ran today in Pink on Pink segment.
It's
I
crazy.
mean, that's savage.
That's beyond savage. So someone else can suffer and you won't.
He's a demon. I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then that's gangster.
That's beyond crazy. That's what that is.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't call it gangster, but
I don't know what that is, because that's when I saw that that hurt my spirit a little bit.
It should. Any human. And it's and to think that's why he didn't off himself. He wants to see his ex-wife go through that. That's how dastardly this dude is, bro.
I don't know how he thought he was going to see that when he's going to be in prison for the rest of his days.
He's alive, relishing, knowing.
That's
he's reveling in it.
He's a savage. That's a true savage.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a lot of savagery going on, back in the days. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think the savagery was coming from the melanated, like what's been put out there in our history. So that the melanateds were the only ones scalping people and such. If at all.
That came from them people.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. All right, well, as we wrap up, bro, how should this technology be applied? And this is from your mind's eye, your spirit, if it should be applied at all.
If it's going to be applied, it's going to be for the positive advancement of humanity, or the gods and the indigenous of this earth. It will be used for medical purposes, also to advance technology, making the smaller, more powerful computers, supercomputers that can do massive amount of work that will help
for less money.
Yes, because you don't have people putting it together. You got these, this technology doing it, and we could do it for the spills and all of that. We need to figure out how it could create energy so it could power stuff, not just help the solar technology, but
that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I think they said they're finding ways where it could clean up the ozone. Remove all of the carbon. They have predictions that they can use it for that. But again, that would be dropping the chemtrails in there. That's just a big conspiracy theory.
You're right.
Until they tell you, yeah, we've been doing it. And here's all the paperwork, and we blacked out 75% of it.
Redaction.
Oh my goodness.
Like, what the fuck is the point of putting out 2-3 sentences here and there?
Can you imagine, Self, if they wanted our minutes back at Beta, we could just make copies, because we could have done it. Blacked out. Oh, we can't. Nobody's going to see that. National security. Yes.
Redacted.
Yes. This is to protect us. What are you talking about? We'll be murdered if this gets out here. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Facts.
Yeah, so I could see that. Health, to your point, maybe it can extend life. It can, attack cancers, etc.
Yeah, do all kinds of surgeries and stuff.
Yeah. Get in there and clean out diabetes, clean out your arteries out there, extend your life.
Yeah.
So that in mind, overall, because the cat's out of the bag, man. Like, you know what I mean? You can't, when they say put the rabbit back in the rabbit hole or something, they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, are you in support of rolling this tech out? If you were the Baphomet and you're in, well, no, not if you were the Baphomet, but if you were you and you were in the Baphomet's position, you know, and, you know, with your good intentions, would you roll it out?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, whether I want to or not, it's rolled out.
That's the thing.
Yeah. That's the issue.
That's the thing.
It doesn't matter what we want or would like, because it's rolled out already.
Yeah, you can't put the genie back in that box, in the bottle.
Nope.
If I'm sitting up top, I wouldn't roll it out. I'd be like the Godfather out there. We're only gonna roll it out in the areas where it ain't no melanated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're animals anyway. You know what I'm saying? But honestly,
I don't think you could keep it. Well, I guess you could, because you can use it for a phenotype. That's, yeah. Could use it to attack different phenotypes and not others.
I mean, it could get into the wrong hands. They be talking about what if
Yes.
the terrorists get it, and then
Yes.
you ask who are the terrorists? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And all these false flags. It's
Man.
boy, we going down a whirlwind. So
And weapons and mass destruction, weapons specifically to, you know, the alphabet gang we could use. 3-letter
Yeah.
organizations out there could use to do their dirt, which is
people are
probably
already being
happening.
predictive programmed to jump into the metaverse and wire the Neuralink into the system.
Yeah.
You know, the iPhone 25 there'll be no hardware.
Hold on a second. I gotta.
All right. Yeah, so the iPhone 25 would be no hardware, you know, going down this road. But ultimately, when I look at this technology, scared money don't make money. I guess I'd have to say, you know, roll it out. But the devil intended for bad, Yahusha will make good. So that's what I would say about it. It's coming though, you guys. Educate yourself so that you can be aware of what's coming, and you and your family can, you know, make a decision that's advantageous, you know, for your family. Nanotech has the potential to revolutionize many fields such as medicine, electronics, energy production, and much more. However, as we mentioned, it does have its downsides. For example, the advancement of nanotechnology, atomic weapons, will be more accessible and can be made more powerful and destructive. It also could have a negative impact on the environment. On the other hand, it can also be used to eliminate excess trash by turning them into something new. What is that, though? What does that something new looks like? It can eliminate various diseases. What diseases will replace it that it can eliminate? And if it eliminates all disease, then would we not become a disease in and of ourselves? It could lead to amazing medical breakthroughs, clean the environment, eliminate the need for landfills, and remove various air toxins such as, you know, CO2. Nanotech has important roles to play in international efforts and sustainability. But let's say we do have it removed with CO2. What if it starts removing too much and the plants die? As with any technology, there are pros and cons to consider. It's up to us, the people, to process and weigh these pros and cons carefully and make informed decisions about how to use these technologies. As always, question everything, because the Self Love Show ain't Kansas, Dorothy. Peer down these rabbit holes. Do your own due diligence. Govern yourselves accordingly. Remember to be careful when you're staring into the abyss, because sometimes the abyss can stare right back at you. Peace and self-love. You good, bro?
Just got some bad news.
And we'll talk about it afterwards. Man, yeah, that's fucked up. Unless, we ain't got to talk about it here. All right, so you guys, self-love, we'll wrap it up. He answered the riddle. It was fire. You guys go back and get it. It was fire. Next week, we're doing the mystery of crop circles right here on the Self Love Show. And yeah, so you got anything to say? You want to do words for his final words or what, bro?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to hammer out Wordsmith's final words and wrap up the show. Okay.
Nanotechnology. Good or bad for humanity? They saying it could stop or cause a calamity. You have to look deeper to see the true meaning, to understand where this technology is leading. It's not the technology that's good or bad, it's the practitioner and how they choose to use it. They want to use it to help everybody or abuse it. We have to look closely and see what the government is doing and how the scientists are choosing to use it. They're doing a lot with it that they ain't telling us nothing about. And for me, it's causing a lot of doubt. But we must figure it out, because they're going to use it anyway. We need to know what they're doing and how to combat it. Words.
Words.
Oh,
Nanotech, people, Nanotech. All right, y'all. We closing the door on the show today. Make sure y'all check in. Check us out next week. Yeah, I'm in the live when we're done. I'm gonna keep the Zoom up though.
Okay.
Means no.
Bullets are boomerangs, bro.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
An eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
You see something, say something.
Slave theory. Greed, ego over fear, slavery.
Charity plus humility times love is freedom.
Don't answer questions.
Question everything.
Fear is in your mind. It's an illusion.
Vibrate love.
Forgiveness, that's the highest love vibration.
So do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end the beef.
Healthy people. Heal thy people.
Yeah, because hurt people gonna try to hurt people.
Free Larry Hoover, man.
Free Jeff Ford.
Free all the guys.
Prison is slavery.
Be Yahushua. Walk on water.
Move mountains.
Old mountain, bro.
Yeah, bro. All we need is the faith of the mustard seed. And you know we got way more than that.
Word. Time ain't long out here.
Facts. Hold your people. Love your family.
We clear. You good, bro?